Well, anyways, having some technical difficulties here getting my equipment hooked up correctly. And so we're going to go ahead and do this the old school way. Welcome. I am your host, Como K. What? And over here to my left is my man, Mr. Shedman. How you doing, Shedman? Hey, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I really wanted to say that I'm so proud to be here today. And I really want to say, welcome to ShedTalx, brought to you by Sheds. All right, Shedman, that was good, dude. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for that introduction. We all appreciate the fuck out of that. So, today's ShedTalx, today's ShedTalx might be a little bit, some of you might say it's a little bit of a downer. But I say, so was your mom when she went down on me last night. So, fuck you and fuck your mother and whatever. Fuck you. It's my show. I can talk about whatever the fuck I want. That's why they call it ShedTalx, brought to you by Sheds. ShedTalx, brought to you by Sheds. You already know that's in my contract, and I have to say that in order to get paid, so we keep this free for you, the listener. But yeah, today's ShedTalx might be a little bit too much for some of you weak ass, punk ass, bitch ass motherfuckers. All right. I was briefly touched on some things that I've been through as of recent, and I may have said that it's a reoccurring theme in my life. But I haven't really talked about myself prior to, during. I haven't really talked about myself. So here on ShedTalx, brought to you by Sheds, episode 0069-A120251983. We're going to title this one, Hopes, Dreams, Goals, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Truth. So, myself, Mr. Como K. What? I can't speak for my man Shedman over here, but clearly he is a man who has been through the bad and lives the ugly truth. Myself, though, I was the ripe old age of 6. That's right, 6 years old. And there was this new factory company had opened this big, giant, massive fucking building on what used to be the most northern part of Georgetown on I-35. And if you were heading south, it was on your right-hand side. It was this big, kind of a reddish brown, kind of a granite colored building. Massive, fucking massive, probably 50,000 square feet. It's still there today. It's a different company, but it's still there. It is not the northernmost point of Georgetown anymore, and it is not the only thing that was around for miles and miles either side of the highway anymore. Um, there's a ton of shit everywhere. Whatever, it happens. That's called growth. That's how the world goes. You fuck, we fuck, they fuck, kids, bam, kids fuck, bam, more kids, bam, 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 bam. Yeah, it happens, right? So, um, at the ripe old age of fucking 6, I remember driving by there. I mean, I wasn't actually driving. I was riding shotgun. I might have been driving, like sitting in the lap of a parental, because back then in the 1900s, that was something that could be done. But I don't think I was. So, like I said, this thing is probably a fucking 50,000 square foot fucking um, factory. Yeah, and back then it was brand new. It was pretty looking, this granite ish looking thing and whatever, cool. But I remember thinking, and I think I even said it. I said one day I'm gonna have a house this big for all of my family, including cousins, aunts, uncles, whoever the fuck. But they're also going to be able to have their own house on my property. Obviously, I was going to be the one to put that house there for them. Why? Because love. That's why. Because it's kind. It's you want to take care of your family, right? You want to take care of those that you love and you care about, right? It is the purest, most simplest fucking thought that a 6-year-old could have. But also in that same statement, I said, I'm going to be retired at 50 years old. What? What the fuck? What level was I on? So, time goes on, right? Time always goes on. But, my dreams kind of became more realistic. Not that having a 50,000 square foot house is necessarily that unrealistic, especially in today's day and age. Um, but, you know, you get older and you realize that it's not things and big houses and stuff like that fulfill you, that make you happy, right? But there's still dreams, there's still hopes, there's still goals, and this one's still, even today. I mean, it would be amazing to be able to do that, right? Um, in the 8.5 years that I have left till 50. Um, but my dreams became more realistic and more meaningful, I guess, in a way. And but still on par, right? With that 6-year-old super fucking outrageous dream, right? Um, but I grew up in this little town. It's kind of in between two towns, really, and these two towns, Kyle and Buda, right? And I consider Buda my home more so than Kyle. Um, but I was really right in the smack dab middle. I grew up in an incorporated city. It was just a neighborhood of about 400 homes. Um, it had a Buda mailing address, but Kyle phone numbers, right? Really weird, but literally we were right smack dab in the middle of the two of them. And you could drive through these towns on the highway, and you would have thought that it was a misprint on the map. You would have been like, what the fuck are these dots there? Because there's nothing. You just drove down the highway. You didn't know. Anyways, so as time grew, as I grew and as time went on, I kind of get a little bit more realistic with these dreams and stuff, and I was like, I really, really would like to have an old school hamburger joint in downtown serving my community. And this was based kind of off of a burger joint that I frequented in Kyle growing up, and I just, that was like the big thing to me, because back then, I mean, shit, even until damn near until I graduated, really, in what, 2002. I mean, at least until the late 90s, really the only things to do were Friday night fucking football, and then Saturdays going downtown to the local grocery store, right? Or taking it back a few years, riding your bike 1,300 miles a day through your neighborhood with all your friends, right? But so food, food. I love food. I didn't really fully realize that until later. But for some reason, I had this dream when I was 18 to do this. This I wanted to call it the Buda Burger Company, right? And I was going to just serve in this. It was before I knew what alcohol was, and this was honestly before Buda and Kyle were even fucking. Uh, they were dry cities. It was dry. You couldn't fucking get beer and shit anywhere around there. But that wouldn't. But now, a good beer joint with some just classic badass fucking burgers, hometown feel where everybody knows your name. You come in, you can call in, and you'll say, hey, it's Joe Schmo, and you'll be like, oh, you want your regular Joe Schmo? Yeah, thank you. I'll be there to pick it up in 15 minutes or whatever. That kind of shit, man. That's the kind of fucking thing that I really wanted, and that to me, that equaled that big fucking 50,000 square foot fucking house with the fucking whole family right there. That right there was the exact same as that fucking dream. Unfortunately, though, I suffer from a disease actually that kills daily. People die from this daily. Um, it runs through familial genes thicker than blood. Even it's a bad one. It's a bad disease. It is a killer, and people fight for their lives every fucking day that battle this disease. And it requires help, right? And it requires real work to overcome this disease, right? Um, and there's people, and unfortunately, it's people in the medical field even that don't um, see it as that. They see it as somebody that is less than. If you have this disease, you are less than. You are not worthy of. You're not as good. You never will be as good. And it's unfortunate, because it's not a choice. It's not a choice at all. But just like cancer, just like heart disease, just tuberculosis, whatever, cystic fibrosis, just like all of these, this is not a choice that somebody goes out and says, oh, I'm gonna have this fucking disease today. No, It's not that way at all. But unfortunately, you are looked down upon and treated so shitty. I mean, just fucking shitty. Um, and they've developed programs to come in and confuse and overwhelm and to manipulate and to oh man, it's just to mind fuck people that battle for their lives with this disease. And it's unfortunate. Um, and I'll tell you, this is a big killer. A lot of people die every day from this disease. And it really is unfortunate that it is looked down upon, and not that it necessarily is looked down upon, but that the person is looked down upon so negatively. I myself have gone through this deal with the county and the local mental health providers and local hospitals, local law enforcement, and I've lost homes, I've lost friends, lost families, lost hopes, lost dreams, lost goals, and I have, I guess you could say, persisted and really to no help to anyone that much. Definitely nobody involved in taking everything from me, but and I was just recently offered a really high-paying job again with some really good with a really good outlook. Gonna be doing very well. Um, if I can not let my disease come back, it's a daily thing. Like it's not, you have to there's medicine you have to take every day, or else it flare back up and you never know, you could be dead. Um, and So, even though I've been recently given this opportunity, um, I've had to move hundreds of miles away from my home, the place that I wanted and had considered home. And I've lived in a different country, I've lived in different states, I've lived in different parts of this state, but I kept coming back to this place that I called home, and I wanted to do not only my little burger place, but I had some other plans in mind that were, one of them was to help people that they go through a disease like I have, but then also some other, to go battle some mental health stuff, some, any type of depression or bulimia or, whatever the fuck, because I wanted to do this whole culinary thing and helping people, and I still think it can work, but obviously it's not going to be at this place that I, for the last 42 years, have called home. and it's very heartbreaking. I it's so I've asked myself, why won't these people that do this to people like myself, why won't they go do this? Why don't they go to the children's cancer wing and do the same thing to these kids, right? Or not when they're kids. How about when they're adults and they're in that same boat? How about they go do that to them? How about they go do that same shit to them? No, that would be wrong, right? That'd be wrong because they're battling a disease, and they're fighting for their life, right? Um, so that'd be wrong. But for some reason, when you battle my disease, it's okay. It's okay to look down upon. It's okay to remove from your home illegally forging state documents. It's okay to keep you from gaining employment by whatever fucking means necessary. It is okay to mind fuck you. It is okay to alienate you from everyone and everything. It is okay because your disease, it's not a disease, okay? But here's the thing. It 100% is, and it 100% is not a choice. And it 100% is not anyone's fucking place to come in to your life and totally fuck it up even more than it already is because of what you're going through. Any disease that you're battling, there are going to be so many hardships in your life. And then you add in healthcare professionals and people that are there to serve and protect you, and people that are there to support you mentally, and they're the ones who are completely fucking everything up in your life. There's something wrong. That is fucking wrong. I'm sorry. It's fucking wrong. Now let me go ahead and mention what this disease is. And for any of you who have something to say negative about this, I want you to send me your email, and I'm going to email you. I'm going to email you my phone number, and we're going to talk, okay? I would love to be able to get together with you one-on-one. We sit down, have a coffee, have a beer, whatever the fuck you want, okay? But a disease is a fucking disease. It doesn't matter. It is classified this way because it is an imbalance in the brain, right? This disease is called addiction. What? Addiction? It's a disease? What? This guy, he has this disease? He has this disease? This guy? What? Yes, the fuck I do. And yes, the fuck many people do. And, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised because you look at what our government will ask 18-year-old kids to go do, and then as soon as they get back home, they just fucking forget about them and throw them out on the fucking streets. And, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. But when people come in there and they fucking sit there and they try to tell you they care about you and they love you, And then they're just fucking talking mad shit behind your back, plotting and planning some fucking scheming, conniving bullshit to totally fuck your life over and make you look like the biggest piece of shit in the world because they don't agree with what is going on in your life and they think that you are doing this by choice. That's fucking wrong. And so therefore, that is why today's episode of Hopes, Dreams, and Goals, the good, the bad, and the ugly truth, is titled that way. Because I told you my hopes, my dreams, and my goals. I told you what the good was behind that. I showed you the bad in the people that can come into your life. And the ugly truth of how shitty people can be when they don't agree with something and it's not their fucking place because they're not God. They don't have any fucking right to judge you. They don't have any fucking right at all. And one day these people are going to be wondering why they're not getting past those pearly gates. And they're going to be shown a split second from interactions with myself or with others, and it's going to hit them like a ton of fucking bricks. And the only thing to fucking tell them is, hey, maybe you should have fucking had a little bit of heart. Maybe you should have had a little bit of compassion, a little bit of empathy, and maybe you should be able to call a spade a spade. A disease is a fucking disease, whether you like it or not. It's not a fucking choice. Not my choice to have this disease, just like it's not this person's choice to have heart disease. It's not this person's choice to have cancer. It's not my friend's son's choice to have cystic fibrosis. It's not my great uncle's choice to have died at 6 years old from cystic fibrosis. My namesake, right? Not by choice. So, take a good hard look in the fucking mirror and realize what you fucking do to people. Think before you act. Change your fucking plan. Change your fucking attitude. And get a goddamn heart. If not, go fuck yourself. Peace out.